But in fact, it is absolutely true. We have AI right now in the laboratory setting that can predict people's behavior. It can read people's minds using EEG and fMRIs and all of these different technologies.
Now, I've read an article that stated that it will come to a point where Amazon's just going to ship you things.
Without your permission?
Yeah, without you asking them for it.
Well, I don't know if it's... This is something I said, that the AI will become so good at predicting your behavior that it will know your desires before you do. And we already know from research that AI can already predict people's behavior at least 3 minutes into the future. So it knows what you're going to do. It knows what your next step is going to be in a laboratory setting. It's not in the commercial setting yet, but it will be.
Meaning, the better the tech becomes, the farther the minutes they can think, or?
Well, that's what we think is going to happen. So as you crunch more and more data into the data set, you start to understand human behavior better than any one single human could. So a machine has access to trillions of data points versus a human that can only process mentally a couple 100,000 data points, if that. So what you're talking about is you're dealing with you may be dealing with machines in the future and algorithms in the future that are so advanced that we don't even understand why they're doing what they're doing. And so yes, this is a prime example. So Amazon in the future, you will be at home and a package will show up at your door and you'll open it, and the second you open it will be probably the correlation between when you thought you needed it.
But it's going to be a weird thing because it's a surprise. But when you actually open it, you already know what's in the box because it's supposed to have read your mind in a way.
And
so it's not a surprise, but a surprise by the same. It's a weird spot to be into.
Yes, and I think what's happening is if you ask anybody, you take 10 people and you ask them, do you think an AI can predict your behavior? 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, people will say no.
No, yeah.
But in fact, it is absolutely true. We have AI right now in the laboratory setting that can predict people's behavior. It can read people's minds using EEG and fMRIs and all of these different technologies. And so we're closer than ever to going truly internal, like I said at the beginning of this. We're moving towards a place where businesses are going to know us better than we know ourselves, because they're the ones running these algorithms.